good to go.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right.
Statistics in that set, 26-24 for Camosun. Garrett Marcellus leads Camosun with 7 points, 5 kills, a block, and an ace, followed by Alex Sadelmeyer with 6 points, 2 blocks, and 4 kills. Right now, leading the Fraser Valley Cascades, number 6, Trevor Nickel, has a couple of kills, a block, and an ace. Number 4, Aaron Flanagan, has 4 kills. Number 14, Alec Dummerton, has 3 kills for them.
To continue our conversation from before, where you're talking about the serving for the Cascades, if they could continue in this second set, I think to hit the mark and put the Chargers in trouble. I think what we saw in the first set there that's what they were trying to do, but they were, I don't know whether it could be nerves or from somewhat of a mix of veteran crew and some first years in there, or maybe they're just trying to be too precise with their serving strategy in that first set. But we clearly saw them struggle from the service line for the first part of that set. By the end, though, they definitely were able to push the Chargers with their serving game.
Yeah, what they seem to be taking, really trying to target Marcellus, particularly when he's front row. They're trying to make him step up and forward and into the court to make a pass. So not giving himself his usual approach on the outside and limiting him, I guess, limiting his ability to hit that hard cross-court short that he's had such success with. So I don't think we'll see anything different out of the Cascade serving strategy here. They just need to execute. They seem to have a pretty good game plan on that side.
No lineup changes for the respective teams other than Joel Ewald still on the sidelines. Hillier out to Marcellus. He shoves it into the UFV block, and they're not able to recover after a bit of a scrappy sort of play there. So first point of the second set goes to the Chargers. Sam Hillier back to serve. Forces Flanagan in to pass that. They run the 31, trying to overload Sadelmeyer. Coots digs it up, but Brent Hall tries to come hard out of the pipe and it's rejected by the Cascades block. Number 14, Alec Dummerton, back to serve for the Cascades. Goes short at Hall. Nice pass out to Sadelmeyer on the one-on-one, and his sharp cross-court shot lands probably on the line 2 meters in front of the attack line.
A little bit of a friendly roll along the net on that shot.
Marcellus back to serve. Tosses it up. Goes deep over the head of the Cascades libero, Peter van Broderode. Trevor Nickel serving for the Cascades. Going out to libero Coots. You get to run their middle. That's big. Eric Riedström coming in from position 2. Just takes all his momentum from the approach and puts it into that ball and beats it off the back row defender for the Cascades.
It's only the second time that he's been set, but he does have 2 kills for those 2 attacks.
Riedström gets to serve. A bit of an unorthodox looking jump float there. Perhaps not his intention, because clearly the outcome wasn't favorable. Still getting high fives from his teammates on the bench as he gets replaced by the libero. Brent Hall forced into a roll shot, and Cascade defenders get crossed up there. Libero takes a high one and lets it run out his hands.
Yeah, definitely an error in the back row. That was an easy ball and should have been a 3 pass.
Chargers serving 4-3, Sadelmeyer.
Way up into the wall off the arms of the serve receiver.
Aaron Flanagan, the right side for the Cascades. Cascades putting a lineup out there that does have their right side serve receive a few rotations, but after that reception, Flanagan gets put back in the corner. He'll just run his C-ball pattern. Cascades fare no better off the arms of the libero, forced into an overpass. Saddlemeyer gets a chance to score a point in transition for the Chargers, and he promptly does. Chargers starting to put a bit of a run together, much like they did in the first set. 6-3, Camosun. Kokritz with the nice pass for the Cascades. He gets up high. Goes off the top of the hands of the Chargers, dug up, and Hall looking for hands, comes down celebrating like he got them, but no such luck. The up official
clearly indicating by how much he missed those hands.
I think it was about a foot, and tomorrow when he tells the story to Brent again, he'll tell him it was 2 feet, and it'll just keep growing every day. Kind of like that fish that got away. Nonetheless, Hall comes back. Transition attempt for the Cascades, just can't capitalize, and that gives the Chargers another chance. And this time, Weed tries to take a little more cross court on Hall, because that's been his bread and butter all night, and so he sneaks it inside on him.
The set was a little bit inside that time. It wasn't out at the antenna where it's been lately, and Fraser Valley setter, we responded well to step inside to take the cross court, and Hall read that and cut it down the line. Just misses.
The middle blocker out of Langley. From Walnut Grove, Lucas Barch serving for the Cascades. He goes at Marcellus. Marcellus with a nice pass where Camosun's able to run their middle again. Dennis Boyd out of the middle for the Chargers.
They haven't run the middle, but the middle has always been there on every good pass, and each time that they have run the middle, they've had success. That's going to freeze the Cascade middles later on and open up some one-on-ones for the major error, I think, in the back row. You've got it, that's yours.
Yeah, it's how you call that, the husband and wife.
Turns into an ace.
Dennis Boyd serving for the Chargers. Low serve into the net. Side out Cascades, that brings the libero Coots back into the game for the Chargers. And back to serve for the Cascades is the center, Daryl Weed. Spin serve, Marcellus. Goes off the hands, picked up by the Cascades, where Flanagan gets a chance to swing in. Marcellus gets the block on Flanagan as it catches the end line.
I thought that was an excellent set from the Cascade setter, Flanagan, firing it out there to the on the back set, very flat. Marcellus had to chase that, maybe a little bit low for the Flanagan, the hitter, and Marcellus is able to get his hands on it.
Flanagan takes the serve and goes high off the hands on the outside. In transition, Hiller.
Setter was under the net on that one, trying desperately to track down that coming from the deep corner. He was coming from the deep corner trying to track that ball down, ended up stepping under the net.
Alec DeMerton serving for the Cascades. Picked up the middle attack by the Chargers, and Flanagan tries a slow roll, kind of a off speed, and Saddlemeyer though gets pushed outside the antennas, and that ball's out of play. Side out Cascades.
Boston setter seems to be struggling a little bit right now with his location. He was excellent in the first set. Last few attempts, he's been running around on the run. He hasn't been as precise.
He's working hard to chase down some of the passes right now. When he's doing that, the Cascades are able to put up a much better block, and the outside hitters have to work a lot harder. And Saddlemeyer has to bring some tools out of the toolbox there, and crafty little tip off the block to score and get the side out for the Chargers. Garrett Marcellus just missing.
Still trying to be very aggressive with their serve, keep pressure on the Cascades passers. They have not been passing well tonight, and that Camosun continues to have to give them hard serves and hard hits like that from Saddlemeyer. impressed with Saddlemeyer this year. Starting the second half of last year and all through this year, he is really becoming a dominant player in BC College volleyball.
He's definitely packed his toolbox full. If you get up high on him, he'll go angle on you. If you don't have enough of a net presence, he'll just go high and over top of you.
That is just a bonus, that dig by Rietstra. When you're 6'6" middle in the back row, picks up a perfect dig, makes a 3-pass on it, gives Brent Hall the opportunity to swing for the kill. Well done.
Gotta love getting digs out of your middles in the back row.
Those are bonus points.
Rietstra back to serve again. Jump float, handcuffs the libero a bit. We've forced into a bump set. The Tokaritz equal to the task. Saddlemeyer puts up big hands, but Tokaritz not afraid. Goes right at him and beats it out of bounds.
Only his 3rd kill so far. Camosun's been playing very good defense against him, getting hands on a lot and picking it up in the back row.
Brent Hall trying a little chip shot to the back line that goes long. We'll see if Flanagan tries to pick that seam between Hall and Marcellus again. He does. Marcellus steps in to take it. Perfect pass. Gives him the opportunity to run Saddlemeyer on the right side. Weeb reverses flow, sets the C ball to Flanagan. Chargers on the attack now. Hall off the block, picked up by the Cascades but sent over. Hillier again goes to Hall, and he beats it off the block and the defender trying to make the recovery for a side out.
I'm not sure if we've seen Brent Hall have a clean kill yet tonight, but he's being very effective off the hands in the front row, off the hands in the face and the arms in the back row.
He'll take it. Saddlemeyer with the spin. Weeb has to just put it over, and Weeb able to recover on that and come over and get the putback for the Cascades, but to no avail as Saddlemeyer's starting to take over halfway here through the second set.
He is really surprised that Togaroots wasn't up there to join his middle on the block on the C ball. Maybe if they'd had 2 up there, he might have had a shot at the block on there, off the middle's hands and out, but only 1 blocker.
You know, you talk about Hall not getting a lot of clean kills straight to the wood tonight, but you're going to see that out of your top attackers at the higher levels of play. You don't see a lot of balls buried to the wood at higher levels of play. Those attackers have to be able to beat that ball off the blocker's hands and score their points in ways that well, don't look like you're taking free swings in warm-up. Has he been that good that he stays? You know what I mean? Well, you know what you could do is you could put leave Togaritz in. He's still all right. You could put Weeb in and take Joel out if you do. Weeb, setter. Put Weeb in. No. Ewald. That's a different list. Ewald, that's the guy we're questioning, right?
Yeah, so you take him out and put 5 in?
Long rally here. Tokaritz goes up high off the Camosun hands to end it in the Cascades' favor.
Or he has to be an all-star. He's played great the whole tournament.
Scores now 12, serving 15. Jason Togaritz back to serve for the Cascades. Graduate of Credo Christian.
MVP and 1 all-star?
Marcellus with the pass. Hillier setting Saddlemeyer. He puts the ball into the chest of the Cascades libero with that thud. Substitution now. The veteran Wisnowski comes into the match for Alec Dumerton. Alec having a successful tournament, been very effective for the Cascades. I think Coach Russell just looking to mix things up here a little bit and putting the veteran out of the Okanagan in, and Wisnowski. Wisnowski, very physical presence out there for the Cascades, so look for him to make an impact. Good substitution as the Cascades quickly get the side out. Cascade server, middle blocker, Lucas Barch goes long, side out Chargers. Brings Dennis Boyd for the Chargers back to serve. Goes short to the libero, Cascades, and they get their one-on-one on the outside with Riedster trying to catch up. Big dig off of Saddlemeyer, and that easy transition for the Cascades. Hiller goes long to Marcellus, who beats it through the seam of the Cascades block. Weeb goes to the pipe, Togaritz, and he tries to play the short tip to 4 in front of the middle blocker. Back row middle for the Chargers, Dennis Boyd, but catches the top of the net and fails to roll over. So Chargers again able to hold serve and pick up valuable points. Wisnowski, who beats it off Sam Hillier's block for the side out. Daryl Weeb serving for the Cascades. Reaches way back, has to pull on that spin serve to get it to come in. Big dig by the Cascades libero, but again, those digs are going over the net tonight, folks, from both sides. So although they're digs and they continue the play, they don't really give your team much an advantage other than the play continues.
It's only giving an advantage that maybe the other team will make an error. That's really all they're hoping for with digs that way. Really thought Riedster was going to go up and hit that overpass, but elected to set it.
Coots tracks
31.
down. Riedster on the 31, and Chargers middles, although not set often this evening, very effective for them.
They're both probably hitting about 750 or 800.
But I don't think running the middle a lot is really part of the game plan for the Chargers tonight, the way the Cascades middles front and follow the Chargers middles around. If you can run your motion one way and set the other way, you'll get your one-on-ones, which the Chargers are doing successfully so far this evening. Wisnowski proving to be a great sub for the Cascades so far in the second set. He made an appearance at the end of the first set, a little too late, I think. Unfortunately, his first swing was the set-ending point where he was
But
stuck.
prior to that, had come in and made good touches and good blocks. And as soon as we compliment him, he promptly serves it into the middle of the net.
On cue.
On cue.
He'll recover. He'll recover. He's a
sub
veteran
coming
player
in.
for the Cascades.
And
Or
now
maybe he won't have a chance to recover as he's being taken out of the match. But I think this again is a strategic substitution for Coach Russell, where
more for his passing, I think.
yeah, I think Dumerton definitely has a greater presence in the service reception for the Cascades and possibly defensively as well. Marcellus with the spin serve, Tokaritz handles it, gives out to him. He's got the one-on-one with Saddlemeyer, but he's able to go horizontal on him and wrap that ball. Chargers now. Hall off the hands, but Cascades pick it up. Togaritz gets another swing, and he beats it off of the shoulder of the Chargers defender down the line. I believe that's Hiller.
That was a big kill. Good emotional lift right now for the Cascades as they try to claw their way back in here. Just prior to that, I think Hillier for Camosun just is set and pushed Hall out past the antenna. When he had a one-on-one, didn't get a good opportunity for a kill.
Hall with the reception, and again.
But that was a beautiful set.
Just can't give Alex Saddlemeyer a one-on-one tonight. Not tonight. And actually, you shouldn't do that. You haven't been able to do that against him for the last 2 years.
No, you can't. I really think they still need to start commit blocking on him and maybe hope for the best in the middle. But I think Camosun is going to do a good job. I don't know if the calls are coming from the bench or from Hillier's brain. but he seems to be noticing when they start, the middle blockers for Cascade start leaning and cheating to the outside for Saddlemeyer or to block Hall or Marcellus, and he's noticing that, and that's when they're getting those scores in the middle, and he's doing it just enough in the middle, setting the middle just enough, getting the kills in the middle, where the middle blockers for Fraser Valley really have to respect that and have to commit on those guys, or at least give them the half jump, and then they're just not getting there in time. They're running a very fast offense to the outside right now, particularly on the back set to Saddlemeyer. The sets aren't much more than about a meter or a meter and a half above the net, and there just is not time for a middle blocker who flinches with that first attacker to come through to have a chance to get outside.
Cascade's middles are identified and known for fronting the opposition middles, and I think we're seeing a lot of that this evening. And that definitely opens them up to the spread offense.
I don't really know if that might be the best strategy from Fraser Valley, given that we know where the strength of Camosun's attack lies, so I don't know if that's necessarily the best game plan to force Camosun to the outside, because that's really what Camosun would like to run anyway. But again, we're here at that magical point that Coach Parkinson talks about a lot. I've had an opportunity the last couple years to coach with him for 18 and under boys, and this is really one of those things that he likes to stress at 20 points. What do you do at 20 points? The other team has pushed back. They're leaning on you. Are you going to lean back?
Marcellus out of the pipe.
Middle blocker pulled his hands down.
Don't know if he was watching Marcellus come in and thought he looked off balance at some point there, but definitely not something I would advise in that situation, where Camosun running the pipe, I think for the first time this evening out of a pattern.
As a design play.
Flanagan tries to beat it off of the hands, but they get a positive touch and are able to transition. Saddlemeyer gets dug. Weeb goes back to Flanagan, where he continues to have an effective tournament. Aaron Flanagan in his third year in the league. Spent his first year at the College of the Rockies, and this is his second season with the UFV Cascades. Dylan Collette comes in to serve for Flanagan, who came in and I believe served run a 3 or 4 points for the Cascades last set. Only gets to put one in play here. Coach Russell doesn't like the call there.
He was looking for ball handling on the Camosun set, or in the one-hand set, but yet again, the blockers were up very late on that ball. And ball handling or not, Dennis Boyd had a free swing through the middle.
And Coach Greg Russell acknowledging, I think that would be a bench warning from the head official. Saddlemeyer with the serve. Collette tries to make the long set from one and comes out of his hands spinning too many ways.
More spin than Saddlemeyer's serve almost. I expect Saddlemeyer to really just beat on this one with a 24-18 lead.
Hope he does. Saddlemeyer up, serve for the second set. Into 6, forces Weeb far into 2, and he goes with the long ball, and a shot that was successful the last time for Tokaritz. That line shot, beating it off the line digger. That time he also takes out the 6 digger before managing to work its way out of bounds.
Good choice by Weeb. Push the ball outside to Tokaritz, their best attacker tonight. Also being able to hit over the smallest blocker for Camosun, the setter, Sam Hillier.
Stay alive. Good pass by Hall. Saddlemeyer forces the overpass, and Camosun, a little bit of a miscommunication on what should have been an easy putback.
Impressed with the pace that Saddlemeyer got on that last attack out of the C ball, even though it was clearly not a good set from Hillier back there. He had to step back and reach back for that. It was about 4 or 5 meters off the net, but still significant pace on a deep shot that led to another one of those overpasses from the back row.
Jason Tokaritz serving for the Cascades. 2024. Goes up the passing left side hitter. Hillier doesn't quite connect with Boyd, and Tokaritz gets a chance to swing out of the pipe in transition, and he sprays it wide. That's second set, 2-0 lead for the Chargers in their home gym.
Very, very exciting for them right now. The crowd is standing, lots of cheers. Everybody's pretty excited about this. I thought Fraser Valley again had a very good push in the middle of that set. Once Camosun got to 20 points, about 21-17, Coach Parkinson took his timeout, settled them down, got them to lean back and put the pressure back on Fraser Valley, forcing Fraser Valley into the airs themselves. I think we're seeing Camosun attackers right now are swinging with lots of confidence. They just feel they can just go up and beat on the ball. They have a very good expectation of where the ball is going to be set by Hillier. His control problems he was having in the middle of the set seem to have calmed down, and his placement's been much better since then. And the defense from Cascades are getting touches on a lot of those balls, but again, they're not digs that are leading to real solid attacks.
Yeah. When given the chance to respond and transition, the Cascades just haven't been able to capitalize.
So what are you debating? Debating Preston. You're gonna keep Preston on there. You keep anybody from UBCO. You probably do.
You keep anybody from UBCO? You gotta have someone from UBCO on the team.
I think so.
So what are you wondering? You think it's Howe or Preston?
Well, we've got 7 days.
What? So you want Preston on? Yeah. So you got Korkowski, Preston, Saddlemeyer. Is Ewald still on?
That's going to be our biggest question, really. He's played a 5 at all. Played 2 points, right? Yes, it's an injury.
Well, then give it to Weeb. Weeb, the setter.
I think he's having a great match. This one. The passing has been pretty not good. I think Weeb's been better.
No, for the fact of this, you don't have to. Korkowski, Tokaritz,
Tucker at UBCO. Tucker at UBCO. He's had a good match.
took a bit of a timeout there from the control tower. Had to land some planes.
I got Brent with 7 kills so far. Alex with 10.
But we're back live with third set action from the Pacific Institute for Sport Excellence at the Camosun Interurban campus. Sam Hillier to start play in the third set. And Alec Jamerton goes up high, but tries to bury that ball and doesn't quite make it over the net. So 3 straight sets this evening, I believe. Chargers grab the first point. Tokaritz with the pass for the Cascades, forcing Hillier into a bit of a scramble set where he tries to connect with his middle, and he doesn't make it over the net either. So the Chargers jump out to a 2-0 lead. Hillier to serve, jump float. Tokaritz takes it with his hands, nice pass. Cascades middle tries to go through the seam. Chargers get a chance to return. Weeb goes to Flanagan. Put back by the Chargers. Broken play. Tokaritz has to free ball it over. Coots takes it. Chance for the Chargers to run their offense, get the one-on-one for Marcellus, who beats it off the block and into the score table. first contact has been there for the Chargers this evening, and setter Sam Hillier is able to run his offense. Seems like the Chargers are being able to have their way with the Cascades this evening. Sam Hillier serving again. Tokritz with another nice pass. That's 2 in a row for Tokritz, and the Cascades are definitely going to need that this evening if they're going to work their way back into this and try and take the third, take the fourth, and force their way into a fifth set. You got to think that they're going to have to shore up their first contact. Coots with the pass. Marcellus able to work the one-on-one. Cascade blockers reaching a little there, find themselves on the net. Garrett Marcellus back to serve, spin serve. Daryl Weeb falling back into the standard, tries to salvage the pass, and does, but Flanagan rolls it out wide. So, not the start the Cascades are looking for. 5-1 Chargers. Garrett Marcellus probably would have to admit that that one too, much like the first set, went off the side of his hand and into the nets. Lucas Barch serving. Coots with the pass. Hillier goes outside to Hall, who goes back to his bread and butter, the cross-court shot. It's a pickup by the Cascades, but they're not able to run anything out of it. And again, Chargers with a swing. Flanagan getting a nice, clean swing as he's drifting outside of the court. He's able to bury it cross court, as I don't think Hall lined him up as well as he wanted to on that play. Hall shaking it off, going back to serve receive. Lucas Barch goes to Coots. Coots with a nice pass. Rietstra dug up by the server Barch, but again towards the net, and the Cascades aren't able to generate any sort of an offense out of the touch. Eric Rietstra back to serve for the Chargers. Tokritz with the pass. Weeb spreads it back to Flanagan, who goes cross body, beating it off of Hall. Aaron Flanagan. Jump float to the middle of the court. Marcellus handles it. And in that case, Brent Hall, Sam Hillier is set to Brent Hall, just beat the block to the outside. Tokritz with the putback. Salmeyer with the dig. Hillier goes out to Hall, and Hall off the middles, arms, off the head of Weeb and out of bounds for the point Chargers. Chargers with an 8-4 lead.
Just long.
Hillier out to Hall. Hall off the hands, and Weeb comes down looking for a center line violation on Hall, but he doesn't get it. That's another kill for Hall. Brent Hall goes back to serve. Jump float taken by the libero. Cascades middle. Trevor Nickel coming in hard from position 2 and just goes with the set. High and deep to 1. Trevor Nickel go back to serve. Jump float again, trickles off the tape and handcuffs the libero, Josh Coots. So now we're seeing the Cascades start to push a little, and this time I think this is a good sign, and I'm hoping that this is gonna make a match out of this this third set. Where first set Cascades push late, second set they push a little through the middle but lose steam, and here they seem to be pushing a little sooner, I hope. Chargers have an answer though.
They've been behind the whole match. They haven't held the lead yet in any of the sets. They need to push it back. They need to tie a game, and that'll be a little emotional breakthrough for them to give them some confidence, because they're back in their heels. They're playing with some desperation.
And mistakes like that aren't going to help. Weeb trying to drop one inside a little bit for his outside hitter, Alec Dumerton, and he does go at the seam, but he goes long on it.
Yeah, he was a little late arriving to that ball and made low contact, pushed it long.
Dennis Boyd serving deep and out for the Chargers. Point Cascades. We are at 8 serving 11. The setter for the Cascades, Daryl Weeb, goes back. He'll look for Daryl to toss up his spin serve. Gets his hips in front of this ball here and really has to tug on it to get it in. That one's an off-speed roller. Eric Rietstra.
Running that 31 again into the seam with really good high contact against the substitute, number 2.
So even
Lucas
though
Bart.
the Cascades are moving with the Chargers middles and fronting, in that case, Lucas clearly didn't line up the Chargers middle. And granted, Rietstra made a nice shot, a little bit of a cut back through the seam. Dig by the setter Hillier. Brent Hall getting called. Two contacts.
Looking at the roster here, it says that Rietstra 6'6". They've got Barch down as 6'6", but from our vantage point, looks like Rietstra has at least a couple inches on him.
Correct. At least. That's a generous 6'6". I think I'm 6'6" tonight. Marcellus with the pass, and he gets a chance to swing. Dug up by Flanagan, and Tokaritz, crafty as Marcellus tries to reach to send that back. And
didn't quite have enough in the hands to reject that ball back into the center.
Coach Parkinson not happy on the sidelines with the ball handling. That's
we call that a beach set.
Both coaches so far tonight, though, have had their moments of displeasure.
I think they've been, although I think they've been remarkably calm, actually. They've only each had one moment where they want to question the call of the official. Real short jump float, turned into a 3-pass by Coots.
There's a dig from the Cascades, kept on their own side, and Tokaritz able to have a nice swing at the ball, and he puts it away. So, given the opportunity to transition, when the dig's kept on your own side, teams are able to take a good swing at the ball.
And that last thing, I think that again we saw the rookie Eric Rietstra just showing the fact that he is a rookie, just not able to press over the net on making contact. So Tokaritz was able to slide it down the net, down the front of Rietstra's shirt for that point. Critical point, I think, coming up here with Camosun with only a 1-point lead and Fraser Valley Cascade serving. I think they've really got to try and get a tie here emotionally, give them that confidence, and see how Camosun plays when they don't have the lead, see if they can play from behind. They really haven't had to take very many risks offensively. They've just been steady, putting good pressure, and when they've had the one-on-ones open up for them, then they've been swinging away. Otherwise, they've just been making solid plays all night long so far.
They've definitely been able to execute a game plan that's been well put together by the Camosun coaching staff, in my opinion. Head coach Charles Parkinson, veteran on the coaching scene, to be sure. He's third-year coach here at the Chargers, but he's been a coach in this league before, winning provincial championships with Langara College back in the day.
And we can't forget about his national team and international experience.
No, and
as a player.
Sure that's to his team's benefit, much as it would be for the Cascades, as Greg Russell also former national team athlete for Canada on the courts.
Well, maybe also what is his other side job that he spent some time broadcasting at the Olympics and broadcasting volleyball for CBC TV. Maybe that has helped his coaching abilities there somewhat.
Perhaps
There's hope for us yet.
Let's hope he doesn't tune into the online broadcast.
Oh,
today.
Saddlemeyer off the head of Weeb and out of bounds off the head.
Weeb's all right. He smiles.
Smells just the top of the head.
Saddlemeyer getting up high on that one. Marcellus back to serve into the net.
And Fraser Valley has got their tie.
They've got their tie, and you can definitely feel more energy on the Cascade side of the court right now. The chins are up. We've got a substitution coming in to serve for Lucas Porch.
First time in the match.
First time in the match. Number 9, Wade Hupwol, out of Coquitlam, graduate of Centennial High School. Saddlemeyer with the side out. Saddlemeyer with the side out. Eric Riedstra back to serve for the Chargers. Jump float handled by the libero. They run the fast back set to Flanagan, and he tries to beat it off the block and out of bounds, but it squeaks in. Point Chargers.
Flanagan has really been struggling with that fast back set. He's letting it die. He's letting it get a little bit too low, and Hall is getting a good opportunity to get his hands on that fairly often when Flanagan is swinging on the right side.
Tokritz with the pass. Nice pass. Big dig. Setter Sam Hillier with the dig, but it goes over, and Tokritz able to swing again for the point. So once again,
spectacular dig, but if it doesn't stay on your side, you just have to dig in and try to dig again, just giving the other team an opportunity to swing away hard, and probably with a less solid block too the second time around.
And as has been the case in each set so far this evening, Dylan Collette coming in to serve for Aaron Flanagan. Float serve at Marcellus. Great pass. Boyd has nobody, as the Cascades look like they've changed their game plan a little bit, or maybe just that rotation, or maybe just against Boyd. I don't know, but he had nobody there. Not a clean contact. Off
no,
the tape.
I don't think Hillier gave him that ball high enough, and he really had to force it over, but good job on his part.
Maybe we weren't the only two surprised that there was nobody on that. Overpass from the Cascades, over dig from the Cascades. Hillier gets a chance to transition again, goes to Hall, who's off the top of the hands of the block, dug up in the back row. Substitution not ready to take a swing at that one yet. I think he's in there for serving and defense. Tokritz with the pickup, gets a chance to swing, hit for the point, tries to go down the line, but it is wide. Point Chargers. Chargers back in command with the 3-point spread through the middle of the third set here.
Yes, they have responded to the pressure again. Couple big digs, couple big swings. Cascades not able to keep the dig on their own side of the net, and then coming back at them again very hard from Camosun.
I think this is a great opportunity to congratulate the women's champions. Gold medal match broadcast online this evening previous to the men's. We had a full house in here again for the women's gold medal match between the UBC Okanagan Heat and the Vancouver Island University Mariners. The UBC Okanagan Heat taking that match 3-0. Defending champion. Defending national champion.
Defending national champions.
UBC Okanagan Heat. Congratulations go to the Heat and their coaching staff, Steve Manuel, doing a fantastic job with that program in Kelowna. I'm not sure that they aren't the favorites to repeat either this year when they head to Quebec, I believe, in nationals. Always a battle once you get to nationals on both the men's and women's side.
There's always the sight unseen teams that you haven't seen all year. You've come out of your respective provincial league. You may have, here in BC, we often get a chance if you travel to Alberta, or an Alberta team might travel here to see them, but you end up going to nationals, and then there's a whole bunch of teams there just as good as you are, and you've never played them before, and you have to make your adjustments very rapidly.
Big roar out of the crowd. Brought to you by Alex Saddlemeyer with the ace serve down the line. Tough to pass that spin serve that's got some pace on it with your hands.
Especially with hands well above his net. Might have been out.
Libero handles that one nicely, and Cascades come back with a step around. Dug up by Saddlemeyer. Hall tries the off speed, and again, the dig picked up by the Cascades, but over to the Chargers, and Dennis Boyd goes up for the putback.
Easy kill for the middle in that situation.
19-14 Camosun Chargers.
On a little bit of a roll here. They're going to rely on Saddlemeyer's serve to get them 2 or 3 more points and put them in control of this match.
Sprays that one wide. Side out Cascades. Alec Demert comes back in for the libero. As they left Wade Hupwo in the back court.
They've left Dumerton in the front row here.
Hall.
Big block there that he was facing. I don't think he did a particularly good job. He just trying to half speed that into the block. I think he was hoping to get the tip and cover play.
A little bit of a playback he was trying for there, but came back with a little more play than he anticipated. Jason Toberitz on the line. Great pass from Marcellus. Taylor run in the middle, and again, just not connecting. Still looks a little low.
A little bit low. I think, again, Cascades were definitely fronting him. They went with him, but I think that's just going to be an investment here. If they get another 3 pass, good hard approach by Dennis Boyd again. We should see a one-on-one somewhere on the outside.
And remember, we've got Saddlemeyer in the back.
Oh, no, on the net. It was a good decision. He had nobody, but just pushed a little too hard and onto the net. Here we go. Cascades pushing and pressuring again, starting with the serve.
Hall steps in front of Marcellus to take that, and they go back to Saddlemeyer, who's their
bread and butter. Bread and butter. Definitely didn't see the middle blocker of the Cascades out there to help on that block. He was definitely going with Boyd again.
Brent Hall serving. Handled by the back row substitution for the Cascades, allowing them to run their middle attack.
Nice high swing from Nickel. Weed putting the ball up nice and high for him. Making contact over top of the block, which is a little late forming. Hitting into the deep corner.
Back into the game, Lucas Barch. Lucas, the early substitution for the Cascades as Joel Ewald went down, who's still got the ice on his knee, but unfortunately for the Cascades and the Cascade faithful, definitely not making a return to the match this evening at any stage. He's got his shoes and socks off, so that is a big blow for the Cascades, but they have fought this evening. They've been able to put runs together where they can push the Chargers, and they're hoping to do that right now. Hillier to the pipe. Hall took a little off that so he could hit that angle. Still missed it.
Critical point in this match now. Cascades have managed to tie it. Can they push forward and get the lead?
2020. Nickel with the serve. There's Marcellus. Gets the one-on-one outside. Weeb comes down. He felt like he had a good beat on Marcellus there.
He did do a good read. Realized quite early that Marcellus was going to swing line. Just wasn't able to close with the right hand and seal that off and push it back into the court.
Dennis Boyd now serving for the Chargers. Nifty little off-speed dump from the setter Darrell Weeb that catches the Chargers backcourt off guard. Coach Parkinson having a chuckle on the sidelines with maybe some of the ball handling on that, but Saddlemeyer goes out wide, brings it back into the court. Collette has to come in and set that ball. DeMeriton with the play back, and we go back to Saddlemeyer again. Out of the backcourt, off the hands and back.
2 huge hits. I love the run before. He was at least 4 meters wide of the sideline when he made that contact. Still cleanly into the court. Still getting an easy ball back. Letting him swing again with a better set.
He's their bread and butter, and he just might be the jam too. Tokaritz with a nice pass. Cascades run the middle, wipe it off the Chargers block for a side out.
Again, I think Riestra is showing his inexperience. They're not able to press over the net and make contact on the other side. He's getting in the way of the ball, but he's not really making the block.
He's physically there, that's for sure. Alec Dumartin serving, going with the short float that brings Hall right up and out of the out of the pipe. Dug by the Cascades, they're able to transition, and this time Tokaritz
off the antenna.
Pushed wide, and that ball is off the antenna. Side out Chargers.
Don't think he had a chance on that one.
We're in the red zone now, folks. Chargers back serving at 23-22. Cascades libero calling for one pass. One pass, boys, is all we need. Marcellus
there's
puts
the
a
pass,
roller
going
in.
middle.
They get the good pass. They run the middle, 61. Dug up by Marcellus. He gets to come back now out of the pipe. Off balance tip. Tokaritz scores in transition with the cross-court shot.
A little bit of an error in the back row read from Marcellus. He was still stuck in the middle of the court when really all Tokaritz had to hit at was the deep corner.
23-23. Lucas Barch of the University
we're going to
of
see that
Fraser
short
Cascades.
serve again in front of Hall.
I think he definitely went at Hall, but critical error in the match at this stage from the service line for the Cascades.
He didn't need the ace, he just needed to make sure that Hall was going to play that one.
So into the match with an opportunity to serve.
Match point.
For not just the set, but the match and the gold medal is number 14, Blaine Barron.
No pressure, no
Timeout
pressure.
Cascades. Coach Russell, gonna let him think about it for a little bit.
That's right.
Blaine is a second-year athlete out of Maple Ridge.
Well, he has been in the game earlier. He was in the game earlier in a similar situation in the first set to serve.
Blaine gets a chance to go back and play Peppery. He's not on the bench. He knows what his job is already. Got to go in and serve that ball, Blaine. Force them into trouble. Score a point if you can. Force them into two ball and give us a chance to transition to score and get out of this match with the gold medal around our neck. Coach Parkinson talking to the crew on the sidelines now. Surely giving them some advice on blocking schemes.
Looks
what
like
to look for.
Seeing Parkinson pointing to the back line, so it has something to do probably with how they're positioning themselves in the back court. And that previous hit by Tokaritz up there, he clearly only had the deep corner to hit in, and Garrett Marcellus from Camosun in the six-back position was still stuck in the paint in the basketball key, still in the middle back. Didn't really make much of a shift, was looking for an off the top, off the block.
Coach Russell, well, the Cascades spent that entire time out with his setter.
I think we expect to see a little bit of a short serve at Tokaritz to take him out of his spike approach here.
Well, do you go to Tokaritz here? He's matched up against Saddlemeyer, but he's been your guy all tournament. And they go with Tokaritz with a little bit of pace, and he tries to wipe it off Saddlemeyer. Saddlemeyer with the putback, and it's Chargers mayhem.
Doing the pogo in the center of the court. Love it.
Daryl Weeb questioning the call a little.
It's not an argument he's going to win. The referee's coming down off the stand. He really put Tokaritz in not really a good position on that last set. It was right on the antenna and tight to the net. Nothing he could do with it up against the biggest man in the gym.
So we have back-to-back BCCAA men's volleyball Provincial Championships for the Camosun Chargers. It's happened before for the Chargers.
Yes, it has.
Looking on the wall of their gym, the Chargers have banners. Finally have a gym to hang them in. But in 2002 and 2003, the Linder Henderson-led Chargers won back-to-back provincial championships. And now Coach Charles Parkinson has done it, and the second one coming on home court.
And now they have an opportunity to do themselves one better. Previous years, they've won the BC Championships, went on to a bronze medal at the National Championships in 2003. And last year, first place, gold medal in the BC Championships, on to a bronze medal at the National Championships. So we'll see if they can do that one better or two better this year.
Chargers turn and salute the home crowd. What's become popular in sport in North American culture these days. I think they do it in Europe a lot, but you've seen it in the Olympics.
I have seen Olympics. It is a very popular thing from Europe. I've spent some time watching some of the Champions League men's volleyball club championships being played in Europe. Very popular thing at the end of every game. Both the visiting and home teams will often line up and salute the crowd for coming out and supporting them. Definitely an advantage, I think, for Camosun. They played with exceptionally good energy when they needed it. The crowd gave them good support when the Fraser Valley pushed back. That was probably their strongest thing that they did, was respond to the pushback and the pressure applied to them by the Cascades.
And it's not like the pushes didn't come from the Cascades. You look at a match, 3-0 victory for the Chargers. Not necessarily an easy one. They did lead from start to finish this evening, but they had to respond to a series of pushes from the Cascades as the evening went on, and maybe it was just one in the first, but it might have been 1.5 in the second, and it came in waves in the third. It wasn't sustained pressure from the Cascades. They seemed like they continuously had to sort of recover, regroup, and rebuild.
We're seeing now the players of the game. For Fraser Valley Cascades is the setter, Darryl Weeb, and for the Camosun College Chargers, the captain, Brent Hall. Players of the game.
Brent Hall in his 5th year, 5th and final year for the Chargers. Being lifted by his teammates and jostled around a little up there. Easy on Brent, folks. You got another 2 weeks in your season, and he's important to you. Teams will now line up on the inland and prepare themselves for the medals presentation. The presenting of the trophy for the league and the naming of the All-Stars and MVP.
A lot of veterans on the Fraser Valley team, but for the Camosun College, things are working well. They have the 150-year player, graduating player in Brent Hall. Alex Saddlemeyer is only in his 3rd year, but I don't think we may or may not see him back here. I think Alex is showing that he is perhaps ready to make the step up to the next level of play in the CIS. Would not be surprised to see him playing his final 2 years of eligibility on a CIS team somewhere in Canada West.
Wouldn't be surprised at all over the years. He's definitely a big body. He's moves well out there on the floor, and I think what this league has done for Alex is given him time to. I talked about the tool belt before. He's definitely given him time to develop and sharpen those tools over the seasons, and clearly we've seen them on display this evening.
Coming out of Parkland High School, he didn't really have an opportunity to play at a high level for a while. He played 1 year of club volleyball at the U18 age, only in grade 12, after grade 12, coming out to play for Coach Parkinson and myself. And at that time we saw him as a player who had the athletic skills. We saw the ability was there. He just needed the time to develop and hone those skills and to have the confidence in himself that he could really hammer on the ball. One of the things that he does, he's a tall player, 6'5" with a good jump, but he has such a high contact point. He never drops his hand and reaches high. So he can take balls that aren't necessarily set well, or you're off balance and quite a ways off the net, and still be able to hit the ball with considerable pace into the deep court.
Crowd saluting the gold medal Chargers. Chargers accepting gold medals now, led by number 15, Dennis Boyd. Number 7, Josh Coots. Number 9, Martin Addy. Davis Proch in civvies, receiving his gold medal. Eric Reedstra. Blaine Barron. Garrett Marcellus, Prince George product, Ryan Sukachoff,
Davis Proch, he sprained his ankle last week in training in preparation for this tournament. One of the two setters for Camosun.
Sam Hillier, Alex Saddlemeyer, Henrik Herbroden, Brent Hall, can't forget AJ McFarland out there, product out of White Rock, again a very successful Semiahmoo High School program.
Coaching staff led by Charles Parkinson, including Chris Abra, a graduating player from Camosun, and Mr. Dave Dooley, also a former player with Camosun.
Captain Brent Hall accepting the trophy for the BCCAA Men's Volleyball Championship.
And the trainer for the Camosun College Chargers, Susie Hughes. And now I think we'll have the presentation of the All-Stars for the tournament coming up very soon.
Chargers gonna pose on the courts first, I think. Little impromptu pose started by, I believe, credits given to the Edmonton Oilers of the 80s when they put their Stanley Cup runs together.
Yes.
Little on ice picture with the cup. We've got the Chargers now with the trophy and the banner.